Hey everyone, we're just waiting on some folks to join in. So, like the Parrot just mentioned, give us a few minutes and we should get started. So,
Alright, we'll wait like 2 or 3 more minutes.
yeah, we should be starting pretty soon. So, hey everyone, how's it going? Well, today we are commencing Builder Monthly, which is a monthly or maybe even tri-monthly event. We're still figuring out the schematics of that. But it's going to be a periodic event where we discuss the changes we're making to Buildergroop as well as what we'd like to bring about over the coming months. Um, So basically, let's explain how this event is gonna sort of go on. The Builder Group team has prepared some talking points, and so we're gonna be covering those in regards to what we're gonna be bringing upon the community in the coming months. And then after that, we're gonna be having a community Q&A. So anyone that would like to ask us a question can hop on stage. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is the growth rate. So we started this community on the 17th of December, 2021, and we've quickly acquired over 700 members. We actually just hit 700 members a few hours ago. So yeah, super pumped about that. And we're constantly growing by the day. We're getting 50 to 100 members so far, and there are thousands of messages sent in our server. So our activity rate is also pretty significant. Yeah, so moving on, Beckett, if you'd like to talk about Builder Talks.
Yeah, so as you know, we've been hosting Builder Talks the past couple of like 2 months. And we're excited to have a bunch of special guests to come in February, April, and March. And some of those guests are Scott Hyatt from Music Pals, how he got over 1 million users in 3 days. Brandon Falk from Fig.io, autocomplete for terminals, and how he raised over $2 million for a seed round. Jamie Pine, the founder of Notify.me, Lee Robinson, a dev advocate at Vercel, Max Stoiber, the creator of Styled Components, the world's biggest CSS library, Syed Fazil, the CEO and co-founder of Hashnode, Farza, founder of BuildSpace, and Matteo, the creator of Fastify, and so many other people. So we are constantly working towards making Builder Talks better and bringing more influential people on to talk and speak about their journey and the process of them building their products.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Beckett. Now I'd like to talk about some significant networking events we're hosting. We're gonna be hosting Builder Hack Season 1 Winter Edition very soon on the 24th of February. And we're super lucky to have been sponsored by Lambda Test with over $5,000 in funding. So we're gonna be having prizes such as MacBook Airs, MacBook Pros, AirPods, keyboards, and so much more. So if you'd like to register, there's a channel called Hackathon Registration under the Builder Hack Season 1 category. Make sure you find a teammate. If you don't have one, that's perfectly all right. And register with your name and mention the teammates that will be participating alongside you. We're also going to be in the future, in the very soon near future, for spring, for summer, etc. We're going to be hosting hackathons with companies such as Hashnode, Vercel, and many more that are willing to collaborate with us in the organization of many more hackathons. Tejas, if you'd like to take over with the workshops we're going to be organizing soon.
Awesome, yeah. So we're super excited to announce a few really big workshops that it's going to be beneficial to the whole community. The first one is a workshop with Framer, which is going to teach you how to seamlessly animate and like how to use Framer to make your app look amazing. We're also collaborating with Design Buddies, and they're going to help us learn how to build amazing UIs and user experiences for our apps that we're all creating. And we're also talking to a few other amazing people who are willing to support the community and like help you guys learn more new skills. We also are collaborating with Vercel, and we're partnering with Vercel, who have been really kind enough to offer us free hosting services for all our web needs. And they've also offered all the communities of Buildergroop a perk, and once they verify your software or your website, they will offer free hosting for your website and your other needs. And on to Ariman, who's going to be speaking about the technical innovation plan.
Yeah, as you know, Buildergroop started off as a Discord community, and we're super hyped to scale our technical capacity. So we're going to be adding a lot of cool features for the community to use, and eventually hope to expand to an exclusive platform, an exclusive web-based platform, with Discord acting as a community server for that exclusive platform. Okay, the first thing we'd like to roll out is something called Buildergroop Community Projects. So here's how this works, right? You can create a project or ideate with a few Buildergroop members, and we'll give you a free vanity URL for your project on the Buildergroop domain. So it'll look something like https:// buildergroop.com slash your project name. And so yeah, that's gonna be the house for your sort of website for the project, and you're going to get a beautiful mini form for your project, which will also be hosted on the Buildergroop site. And this will allow users of your project to send in feedback and feature requests or even bug reports. And when someone makes a posting on this forum, you will be notified via Discord. The selected projects of the month will be featured on our Buildergroop homepage, and you will also get a Buildergroop X project name banner. Some requirements for this is that all the collaborators must be Buildergroop members, and they must be in the Discord server as well as have followed the Twitter. They must be backed by a Buildergroop button in the. They must have a backed by Buildergroop button in the footer. And yeah, that's it. So Tejas, if you'd like to speak about user profiles.
Awesome. So we're trying to make Buildergroop the best possible platform, and one way is through user profiles by giving the users a URL through which people can see their bio and their awesome projects that they're collaborating on at Buildergroop. And this is also going to be hosted on the Buildergroop website, and it's basically going to be a bio for you to showcase. And onto team members, which Ariman will be speaking about.
Yeah. We're obviously onboarding a lot of really cool people to our open source team in order to help bring out a technical innovation plan, which will all remain open source. So some of these members include Codeyes, Sue, and many more. So welcome everyone to the team. If you'd like to personally join our tech team, some open positions we have for you are a backend API developer, and for that you need TypeScript, Prisma, and Fastify experience. If you'd like to be a front-end developer for us, you need Next.js, TypeScript, and style components. If you'd like to be a bot developer, you need Discord.js and TypeScript experience. And if you'd like to be a graphic or UI designer, you'd have to have Figma experience. As well as we have a mod team, and so that's actually growing by the day, and we're looking to expand that. So if you have any moderation experience, feel free to shoot me a DM, and we can get something set up. I'd also like to remember our newest. Also like to welcome our newest moderator, Alistair, Kodai, Scott, and many more. So congrats for on joining the team. Now moving on to builder pitches and builder grants, which Tejas will take care of.
Right. So this is something we're really excited about, and it's basically you guys pitching your awesome projects to us, and this basically leads to what we like to call builder grants, which is basically what Barricade is going to be explaining. And yeah, there you go, Barricade.
Yeah. So, well, an idea that we had at Builder Group is that we are gonna cover builder grants, which is basically us sponsoring other projects. So we want to help as much as we can, and we know that covering costs for a certain platform may get pricey at certain times, or you need like some amount of money to help out stuff. So as the months progress, we are starting to roll out builder grants, which is basically Buildergroop is going to sponsor your project, and we have partnered with companies that will provide perks for projects selected for Builder grants. And we also have other features to come as well. But basically, the entire idea of it is that we will give you funding and you'll build creative ideas for a certain amount of equity. That's yet to be decided in the exact details. But we're really excited for this because we really want to help out the community with whatever projects they're building, and we want to like avoid any barriers that they have, or any like second thoughts, because we want to get as many people to push and release their ideas. So yeah, I'll so for the next idea here, besides builder grants, is builder news. So it's similar to builder monthly but in the form of writing. So it'll be like a news hub detailing Gen Z startups and technical innovations, written by selected members from Buildergroop. And anyone can apply to be a writer for it. And we want to again showcase the past. We're planning to do this monthly. So again, we want to list people's projects on the newsletter, kind of Builder News, and it will showcase all of the recent innovations created by the community members, and we want to like display all of that, to give people credibility and to showcase what people have been working on for the past month.
Yeah, so moving on, builder blog. Right, so we are going to be hosting a platform on the Buildergroop domain, which will allow us to sort of host these blog posts that are going to be written by the members of our community. So if you'd like to write a blog post for Buildergroup, feel free to DM me with an article in the format of a markdown file, and I will evaluate it and approve it for posting. Yeah, so moving on.
So I'll be explaining a bit more of something that we're really excited about, and this brings Builder Group right to your schools. So basically, by being a Builder Group Innovation Ambassador, you will be hosting a club, and you will be the lead for that club on Builder Group. So this is gonna this is gonna allow you as a person to empower a lot more Gen Z developers in your school, and this is also going to benefit you because you will be able to show this as some form of community service, as well as being able to help others, and this is all while being given the perks of a Builder Group Innovation Ambassador. So it's just going to be a club that you're going to be hosting on your school, and you will be the leader. And we are also excited for a merch store that we're also thinking about, where we are still in the stage of considering it. But we are also thinking about creating merchandise for the amazing Gen Z developers at Builder Group. So that's something that we have planned in the future. And Ayman is going to be covering Q&A.
Yeah. Before I do that, I just wanted to touch upon the Builder Group Innovation Ambassador segment. So in order to do that, we're super excited about that. It'll be really, beneficial for you as an individual, and it'll help Builder Group grow as a community. The only requirements are all the members of your club must be Builder Group members as well. So they'd have to join the Discord server and of course follow the Twitter. Moving on, so now this sort of concludes what we personally have planned for the next couple of months, and we're super excited about it. But we'd love to hear what questions you guys have. If anyone has a question, you're more than welcome to come up on the stage, just request to speak. If you'd like to post it in a thread instead, we have one under the events channel, and it's called Q&A questions for Builder Monthly. Right, so if anyone would like to speak, please raise your hand. Okay, Eric, let's get you on stage. Oh, hey, and hey, Eric. So Eric, you can feel free to ask your question first.
He can go
Eric.
first.
Okay, yeah, sure. NRBXYZ, feel free to go first
So I
with your
wanted to
question.
know what inspired you to like start like this whole initiative of like empowering people who are
That's a
like
great
underpaid.
question.
And like,
So
when did you like? I have another question. It's like, when did you start all of this? Like, apparently there was like apparently a project called Enonic before this, which didn't go that well. But like, when was your first? When did you first have a plan to like do like something remotely related to this?
right. So basically, Alonic was a community myself and Tejas had started in our very early days, which was actually, it was a year or two ago. And we started it in an attempt to help eradicate ageism from our, sort of lifestyle. And we wanted to create a more inclusive community for individuals belonging to Gen Z, the youth that were developers. And that actually did pretty well for a while, but we started to realize that it wasn't the perfect sort of way for our members to interact with one another, and there was a lot of inactivity in that server. So we decided to scrap it and start something completely fresh from start, and that's how Buildergroup emerged. So Buildergroup is a community for Gen Z innovators, and innovators, when we say innovators, we mean entrepreneurs, developers, designers, content creators, finance guys or girls, and anything in between. So yeah, if you're a part of Gen Z and you're looking to make an impact, Builder Group is a place for you.
And I
Eric, if
also
you
want to add on to
yeah,
that. As you guys might know, there are communities such as like Gen Z Mafia and Hack Club. And Gen Z Mafia over the years has slowly started to die down a bit, and they've gotten inactive. And I'm sure a lot of servers experienced this. And even Hack Club, it's growing like really fast. It's grown like over like the past like 5 years, over however long it's existed. It's grown huge. But the thing is, we want to take Builder Group to another level and like really help the people that are in our community. And we want to like really motivate and really support like young builders, because like there are a lot of barriers that are stopping people from doing what they're doing. And it can be challenging at times. So we want to try to eliminate that as best as possible. And that's one of the main reasons that Builder Group exists now and how it's growing like really fast. We're trying to have a lot of things that we're taking a lot of initiative here. And we want to keep this going over long term too, not just our short term vision. Um,
right.
so yeah. And yeah. And
We're
even
trying to be as
I joined Builder
yeah,
Group. I wasn't originally on the Builder Group team. I was the first talk, but after a few days, I really loved the community. And then I joined a few days after. Because of like what the initiative the original team, Tejas, Ariman, and Ari were doing. So yeah, that's just what I had to
yeah,
say.
and we're super happy
Thanks,
we've
man.
gotten very clicked on. Yeah, and we aspire to create an inclusive community for our members, as well as something that's open, inclusive, and something that people are comfortable interacting in. Yeah, okay. So Eric, would you like to ask your question?
Yeah, so you guys are more of like a generalist, agnostic group, right? So, I was just wondering, in essence, how are you going? So I know that you guys are differentiating from Gen Z Mafia or Hack Club, but the main reason I was on the core team of Gen Z Mafia at one point, and basically the main problem was that people were so it got after all the events, it had a lot of hype. They had Ryan Ryan Hoover and all those huge figures come on. But one of the main things they deteriorated was because, after times, because it's super hard maintaining a community. So Hat Club does it really well where they're putting clubs and all of that. So what is, a retention factor within the community for Builder Group?
Constant events and engagement. We're constantly hosting hackathons, builder talks, podcasts, and so many more things. And we're trying to keep our community engaged as often as possible.
And yeah,
And yeah,
that,
yeah,
that's where also like we're hosting builder talks like once a week, and like we're like even like for some weeks we're doing like more than like two times. And like that also like brings a lot of engagement within the community. Because for Gen Z Mafia, I know they had like really big people, but it wasn't as frequent as how Builder Group is doing. Maybe it was like once every like couple of weeks or like once every like few months, right? I'm not sure if that's correct, but like based off of what I've seen from the announcements and stuff.
Yeah, and another
Yeah.
factor for activity retention is that our community is open to everyone. The somewhat issue with places like Gen Z Mafia and Hack Club is that it's a closed community, and so you need to fill out an application, get on a Zoom call, and get exclusive approval from the authorities. Which means that it's a community of huge people, and so they don't have that kind of time to interact in the community. So obviously, there's hype after events and stuff, but it sort of dies down. We're trying to keep Buildergroop as open as possible so everyone can access it. It's inclusive and it's very active.
And
Yeah,
also,
if
I'd like
anyone
to
else
add on
wants
to
to,
that.
yeah,
There's also a certain element of Builder Group that will never change, which is the fact that we're all Gen Zs. We're all we all like. I mean, like we actually encourage a certain amount of memes, shit posting. It's all right because like it's what we all love as Gen Zs. And we're not trying to make this something that's very professional as a community. We're trying to keep this casual. We're trying to keep this very comfortable for everyone to be able to collaborate at. So it's not going to be something that's going to be like if some big people join the server, it's not going to change to something that's like a professional network. It's still going to remain that, and like we accept the current status of what people love, and we also love doing things like that as Gen Z. So I think that's something that also is a differentiating factor.
Yeah.
So yeah, but then that goes back to, not putting an invite community because that's really, really special. Gen Z Mafia started out as not an invite community as well as Hack Club, but they slowly had to develop an invite community because of quality control, especially for a platform like this. There's going to be a lot of trolls and a lot of other, stuff that's going to happen if it's not invite. And especially if you're going to direct it to a very specific niche of Gen Zs, how are you going to handle targeting the direct, audience you want to target, which is Gen Zs, versus targeting someone that's random or someone that's not knowing what's happening?
our goal isn't necessarily quality. We want this to be inclusive, and this is a place for learners as well as professionals.
Yeah, because the thing about Gen Z Mafia, and as I was scrolling through their member list, like they have a lot of like here at Buildergroup, like we have a lot of people that even though like it's not high quality, like done amazing projects. Like there's so many people here that are like really young, trying to learn and build, and it gives them like a lot of experience, like especially as we're hosting a bunch of events, like builder talks from like people that have already done like amazing things, like learning how their experiences have went, and like when we host hackathons, like having that experience already, and like developing more like skills, that also I feel like is also a really good quality rather than having a bunch of like really high quality members only or like invite only, and that brings like another, like you have to constantly like check, oh, is this a good member to add to the server? Like it's very open, that what we have right now, and so far we haven't had any issues with that. And we have a mod team as well as us to moderate the community consistently. So yeah.
Yeah, and of course, our mod team is growing by the day. And like I said, if anyone has any moderation experience, feel free to apply. Eric actually already shot me a DM, so I'd love to onboard him as a moderator on our community. Yeah.
Yeah,
Moving
and then
on.
also
Actually,
Armin, before that.
there's
Let's
nothing.
I think also one big factor that plays in this is the fact that like we're also Gen Zs, right? So we're like Gen
Yeah,
Zs trying to support other Gen Zs, and I think these amazing companies like Vercel and others have been really supported, like really supportive of the future generation. I think also it benefits them, and it's some sort of community service for them as well. I think, and it's, I mean, honestly. I guess it's just Vercel and other companies having really open channels with us, and it's really nice to be able to just discuss in an informal fashion that we want to make this something that's big. We want to make this something that's going to benefit all the Gen Z developers in this community. And I think, of course, there is some benefits to having the right connections, but I think after that, it's mainly the fact that these are companies that actually want to support Buildergroop.
Sort of
They
good
like the
cause.
idea, and us
Yeah.
being Gen Zs, like trying to help others, is also a really big benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a good cause, and we're striving to, make an impact. Yeah, anything else?
I guess these companies must be like in the future they can hire some of us so that like
Yeah.
we can support
And
these
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it's also
they're also
beneficial for them.
supporting like the future generation, like building like amazing things. So I guess they also want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think they also understand that, like us as students, we don't really have active income, so there's no way for us to avail services like Versal's Pro Plan and other things without kind of borrowing from like from our parents or like whoever kind of is willing to sponsor us, right? So I think they also understand the financial aspect. A lot of these companies already offer educational advantages. So like if you're a student, they will offer us a few perks. But I think, yeah, I think that's also one aspect, which is that we're not all financially available to like kind of spend on these services. And of course, if you manage to build something that is monetizing and that's doing really well, then I think it would be just in our kind of best interest to contribute back to ourselves or other companies that have been able to support us through like during the whole process.
Yeah.
yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Nebula, anything else?
No, that's about it.
All right.
Cool. Does anyone else have any questions in regards to Buildergroop? If you do, please raise your hand on the stage. No one?
All right.
If you're not comfortable speaking, you're more than welcome to put them in the thread. Okay then.
I guess we also have some
that,
questions in the thread too. Oh,
actually, there's
oh no.
nothing.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
nothing.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, this pretty much concludes our event. Thank you
Oh,
everyone for
before
joining us.
before we
Oh
conclude,
yeah.
we also are thinking, as Tay just mentioned, just like before we sum it up, a possible merch store. So yeah, that's all that I want to say. More details will come soon, but yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we got a pretty good question from Kodais, and I'd love to answer this. So, we are planning on turning Buildergroop into an exclusive web-based platform. We want to create a community that's not necessarily dependent on Discord. And while Discord is a great place to start, we feel like if we have huge aspirations for Buildergroop, we'd love to sort of, you know, differentiate ourselves from the other communities and turn into a web-based platform. So you could say it's like a product hunt for Gen Z or something on the lines of that. So obviously the Discord server will remain intact, but it'll act as more of a community for a product rather than a community in itself.
Absolutely, and I think also another thing is that a lot of these companies who want to hire interns will be able to kind of get access to our community, and those who are willing to kind of take an internship, whether paid or unpaid, and gain experience. That's also an opportunity for people who actually want to find interns, and for people who want to find people to like collaborate with, right? So that's also going to be something that's going to be made really easy on the web platform. So the web platform is going to make it ideal. Like it's going to be the best environment for all of us. But that is actually something that's very long term. It's definitely not happening in the next 4 months. Like I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Unless we actually hit like I don't know, crazy numbers. But yeah, I think that is kind of the plan for the future. And yeah,
Yep, that pretty much sums up our entire event. So if anyone else would like to ask a question, you're more than welcome to raise your hand or post it in the Q&A questions for Builder Group monthly thread. Okay, with that said, I think since there are no more questions, we should be able to conclude our event.
I think
Thank you everyone
someone
for
is
joining.
typing. I think
Oh
someone's
yeah,
typing.
yeah, my bad.
Right. Yeah, no worries.
And
Never
if
mind.
you
Yeah.
haven't yet, we also have a hackathon going on next month, so make sure to register for that.
Yeah, make sure to register for that. It's on the 24th of February. You can register for it in the community channel called Register for Builder Hacks. Thank you everyone for joining and have a great night. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you guys.